yesterday.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, well, you know what's so crazy though? I like to make the kids breakfast in the morning, and I got a little girl, and what's crazy is when we were gone, what's crazy? The chairs were stacked on the table.
Oh, look at him. Okay.
This is just the darndest thing.
I can't believe he's trying to do a poltergeist on me.
No, it was this darndest thing. And then we actually put my daughter, and she actually slid.
Okay, so here's my question about that.
This is true.
Are you still living in that house?
Well, we figured let's just do it one more night. Here's a big storm coming, and I think it'll be just fine. Storms, they come and go, Judge.
But you know what happened to me? It's funny you should bring that up, because one day I was walking down the street as a little child and I was wearing a yellow raincoat, and there is somebody in the drain calling to me.
No, you're kidding.
Yes. Okay. All right. In custody, we have Katrina Mendoza, Jose Manares, Dennis Martinez. Thank you. In custody, we have Luis Ramirez Rodriguez, Edgar Aguilar, Samuel Ramirez, Lucio Roa, Deborah Ulen. Where are you? Thank you. All right. In custody, we have Sean Patrick Carmy, Anna Marie Delarosa, In custody, we have Joseph Grosso, Jason Wilson. Ashley Hernandez is in custody. Francisco Luna. Thank you. Juan de Hoyos Garcia is in custody. Mario Miranda. Thank you. Summer Munice, is that at 11?
Judge.
Oh, it's just treatment status.
No, there's an issue. She's being brought over.
Okay, thank you. Paul Pettis is in custody. All right, anyone whose name was not called? Yes, what's your name? Anna, full name? Do you have your case number or SID number?
She's on page 9. First row matches you got here.
Okay, thank you. All right, anyone else? All right, everyone, please confer. Okay, Deputy Lord, lately there have been no good movies that have come out. You know what I missed? My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 or 4, I think.
Nothing as good as obviously
First, yeah. Okay, well, I'm not gonna, I'm in the twilight of my life. I just can't be thrown away watching movies that are not good. Yes, I don't know. I don't like sad stuff. And if it's historical, I've already read about that. So it's sort of, well, they say he's not playing a good guy now.
Oh. And it's a word like
okay, see, this is what I don't understand. Why can't people watch movies in the theater that are 3 hours long? I remember when Dune first came out, it was with the one with Sting. That one, they had an intermission. And when you went to the theater, for people who didn't read the book, I had already read all the books. They actually had a sheet so you'll know who the parties were. Yeah, but that movie was long. Mm-hmm. They don't even do that anymore. Even when you would watch on television, every year we still watch 10 Commandments, right? During the 10 Commandments, because it's long, they actually have an intermission.
Thanks.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yes.
I'd like to go to the house before informal to do it.
Jason, I was just telling them on November 7th, we're having 82 students come.
80 on what, by November 7th?
That's the date they picked. So
That's a Tuesday, if I recall.
it is. So we're either going to be seeing them in the morning or in the afternoon. I'm hoping to just give them a tour of the commissioner's court and have different people from different fields walk in there. Because I don't think people understand we have major criminal cases here.
Yeah.
And they are first graders,
First,
82.
I don't think it's.
And they're coming with 10 chaperones. So what our plan is going to be is,
Scare them?
no. There's not going to be the jail tour. But
I mean, the 144 could do that all the
No,
time.
but what my plan is, yeah, we're going to take them to commissioner court. Hopefully they won't have anything. They can meet commissioners, and then I'm going to do stagger where different people can come in and tell them what they do. And then give them a tour of the Heritage Center, because nobody ever tours that. I went there. That was a great tour.
I went there for the first time last week. Holy cow, there's some cool stuff in
It is. So that's what we're doing. So you'll be a part of the tour as well.
there. Thanks, Judge.
Look at me just volunteering people.
Yeah.
All right. So you're here on Joseph Grosso.
I am, Your Honor. I conferred with Mr. Wilkins this morning already, Judge. I was appointed
Yes.
last week.
Oh, yes.
I visited my client at the jail. I've spoken extensively to his sister. My client, I've concerned is he was either insane at the time and is definitely not competent at this point. So
All right.
I need to.
So is he here?
He's downstairs, Your Honor. We have
Do you want to?
I have several other things going on this morning, Judge. If I could go take care of those, maybe I'll come back and visit with him to.
How long would it take to bring him up? The only reason why is because if he's not stable, I don't want him to be held down because with the deputies. How long would it take to bring him out?
You want him out? I could go get him.
Yes, if you could go get him, and then that way you won't have to come back. I mean, it's not that we don't want you back.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But I was also hoping there was some sort of mental health diversion type program, Judge.
Oh, there is. What we can do is we can see if we can refer him to the mental health court. But the only thing, and you need to check on this because they're fairly new, I don't know if they'll take him until he's competent. But if you'll check with Judge Rangel to see, and we can do a referral for that.
And I did not get a chance as well, Judge. My client's sister would love to get him out on bond to be able to get him some medical help in the community as well. So I haven't filed a formal bond reduction hearing motion, but I will, I guess, do that since.
All right, because of the nature of his charge, if that's going to be done, then make sure that there are safeguards in place and that treatment is lined up for him. And then what we'll do is we will bring this back on November 28th. Is that good for you? I don't believe the mental health evaluation is going to be done by then, but I don't like to lose people in the system.
Judge, I could do November 28th.
All right. So Caroline, on Joseph Grosso, we're going to have it come back on November 28th. And if you can make sure there's a referral to mental health court. And then counsel, are you going to file that motion for evaluation?
I can, Judge.
Okay. All right, so they're going to bring him right out. And then once you speak to them, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, and Caroline, can you do a reset form for them? Because he may or may not make bond. And with regards to that bond issue, if you file it ASAP, I know Judge Nahara will be able to hear it immediately because he hears all the bond matters.
Yes, Judge. I will try to file that this afternoon, all of those motions this afternoon, and I'll let is your coordinator here today.
Oh, Caroline will let her know.
Okay, Judge.
But she'll be here.
I'll forward the notices that I filed the motions to your coordinator.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Diana, I complete every email before I leave. And every morning when I come back, there's still a lot of emails. I'm like, what? Yep. I do, but I don't delete them permanently. All right, guys, on October 24th on the courthouse steps, they're having a Texas Zumba demo kickoff. Are we going to go to that?
I think we should know how it's done, for sure.
I think so. What, I'm old school. Is somebody gonna be doing the electric slide with the Zumba? You know, it's not a wedding until the electric slide happens, right, Bashan?
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the way you get everybody on the dance floor. Everybody's doing a fundraiser for something. So Precinct 1 is having a spaghetti lunch fundraiser for the United Way. Hello.
First row, chair. This is Mr. Grover.
Good morning. That's exactly right. This $80 is not huge. Is this off docket or is this? You have a release from this? Or what's just? That's a possession case. And there's an unlawful. I believe that would be, as much as we like talking on the family side.
I hope he has.
It looks like he has an awaiting.
Or some kind of family violence. But I don't think I'm- What are y'all gonna do with that?
All right, Summer Munice. Hello. All right, let me just review this very quickly. All right, so Ms. Muniz, you're supposed to go to SATA. Obviously, I sent you to SATA because there's a drug problem. Medically, you're not able to go to SATA, so you're gonna have to go to SAP. And I'm being told that you won't sign the conditions. So these are your choices. You can either sign the conditions or not sign the conditions. If you choose not to sign the conditions, then a motion to revoke will be filed. And if things are proven to be true, then you could potentially end up going to prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you wish to sign the conditions or no?
How long is safety?
You're looking at 9 months.
And none of this time counts, any other time that I've already waited.
No.
Judge, if I may, it'll be a wait time of approximately 35 days. And then the program itself will be 6 months.
There you go. And then it's 3 months aftercare.
Right.
So it's a total of 9 months. But your range of punishment for this offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years. So it's completely up to you. How old are you?
27.
All right, you have a decision to make. You have a drug problem. I don't send people to safety if they don't have drug problems. So you can either sign the form to go to safety, or either the state is going to file a motion to revoke. So which do you prefer?
I guess I'll sign for safety.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Enjoy your morning.
All right, you're welcome. You have a great one.
Yes.
And Norma, what date was Mendoza reset to?
I haven't.
Okay.
Is today the 24th.
And Caroline, do you have the file on Mendoza? Thank you. Thanks. What, November 15th?
No, December.
Okay.
December 14th.
Yes.
I just need for you to find some paperwork for the mental health. Okay, thank you.
Hello. Hi. All right. Well, what are you doing November 7th?
I'm drawing a blank. Good morning, good morning. What's November 7th?
We have children coming to visit
Oh,
82.
from a school?
I don't know this, I can't remember the name of the school off the top of my head, but what my plan is, and we're going to see if I can make this happen. I'm just going to have them at Commissioner's Court and then rotate people in to talk to them and tell them what they do.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah,
Thank you, John. You are always great.
but- You know me, I like to talk, so,
Yeah,
you know,
that'll be
that's easy.
fabulous.
That's easy,
yes.
so. Judge, I'm gonna ask, this is not on the docket situation.
Mm-hmm.
I got hired last night on a kid who's sitting in, well, a young man who's sitting in jail.
Mhm.
And it looks like his bondsman went off the bond a few months ago. And
Who went out the bond?
the bondsman did.
Okay.
For failure to communicate, even though the bond had been paid,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, the dad didn't know why his son wasn't reporting.
So do you believe the bondsman's going to get back on the bond?
No, their family's making a bond.
Uh,
So he hasn't picked up any new cases or anything like that. So I'm gonna see if he could set up on.
you want to talk to the state?
Okay.
Sure.
It's a.
Oh, you can still talk to Jason.
Okay. So. Such they were able to agree to a bond amount. This is.
All right, did he have any previous conditions? Do we know? Oh, just one second.
70. Oh, yes, I did. Okay. I did. I told her to call me on my first.
Okay, awesome.
Oh my God. Yeah, I sent her an email with my personal thought. Since I'm not in the office.
And then Deputy Laura, we're supposed to be Family Feud. Civil judges versus the criminal judges. Are we gonna win Family
Yes.
Feud? We're gonna win it? Okay. You know, you think you can play well when you're watching it and you're giving answers, but what if they're stage fright? I can't come up with an answer.
You don't have to stage.
So are we gonna do the Zumba at 4 p.m. today outside the courthouse?
Said outside.
It's their walk across Texas Zumba demo kickoff.
Oh, today at 4.
Oh, we do. So you know what? We have our meeting, but the rest of y'all can go down there and represent. And you know, it's supposed to rain today. But Sean and I have a good excuse.
Brain stuff developed for a while.
Well, they don't, maybe they're not full developed.
Make rational decisions. Only 17. So y'all haven't had any contact with her?
It's so new, I don't. It's not. Investigator just handed over the file to the.
It's May 28th. That news?
I mean, looks like like about a month ago, they handed it over to the intake prosecutors, so.
So they're through with their investigation.
I mean. We don't do any of this. The fact that it's. In our office means that the police are through with their investigations. But I mean, I guess to the extent that our investigator needed to. Work up the file that is like, civil history. That our investigator is. That is. Which the prosecutors kind of prioritize jail cases.
Yeah.
Days. So I don't know where this one is. I can email our intake advocate and have her reach out with any plan. Yeah.
Well, if this one can be on the front, it's get a good deal. But with this second,
Right, it makes it more difficult. Thank you all for just.
okay, can you get that out of your mind and have that thinking?
Yeah. But he would compete with me. I was just gonna read it over. Had it all right.
You just read them. I'm just.
Do we have a, lab reports.
Yes. But you're, unfortunately, he is not.
I mean, it's that, here's that.
Of course, I would say that that's.
Yeah, that's.
No, it was rejected. So accepted. It was
So, what else to push the issue with our applicant? Like, or do you want us to start?
Did you?
I can ask them. This online. John. So we did it right. There's not much to it.
Fine, and this one.
The green is really all that matters.
Maybe the blind side. Okay.
Yeah, it's very layered.
Lucio Roa. Lucio Roa. Jason Wilson. All right, thank you.
That, this is no, like, just in case. Yeah, but John said that, she didn't talk about she's. It's just a very.
Doesn't have any, assaults on the school. It does.
Just pure. I don't think they found the assault was. Searched. So it says, you rushes the officer, leaving with the question, pushing him to the side and trying to end the office. And then finally was the standard. Well, that was. Okay.
Oh, he actually. Oh. I think they were trying to make a request on the threat discovery order. Right. Assuming we need that.
Right.
Yes.
Mr. Sean. for me. Everything, last time we was here. So this my client.
Yes, I just need to speak to the judge.
Dennis Martinez.
He's present, we're ready, Your Honor.
All right. So where are we on the breath?
So Judge, it was my mistake. We were supposed to set it out last month. We haven't yet, but I'm doing that right now and asking them to put a rush on it.
Okay, how long is that going to take?
Usually it takes only about a week for them to get it back.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, if you'll recall it in 3 weeks, please.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Hopefully we'll have everything by then.
Well,
I
y'all need a
appreciate-
date. Or y'all just let it mysteriously.
Well, when you said 3 weeks, I just assumed it was gonna be exactly 3 weeks, Your Honor.
All right, we'll come back on November 16th.
Thank you. very
All right,
much,
once you
Judge.
sign the reset form, you're excused.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Your Honor.
thank
Very
you.
appreciate it.
You're
Judge, How
welcome.
come every time I come in, you have such beautiful flowers up there?
Well,
on
I
your-
will tell you, with regards to the flowers, my mom has always said, there are 2 places that you spend your most time at, your house and at the office. And she says that your office atmosphere should be beautiful. It should be nice. You should make it as cheerful as possible because half of your life is going to be spent at work. So,
Well, I
but
need
thank
to,
you.
I need to take that up. and
You
start
should.
putting some flowers in the.
but I will tell you, when I go to different events, people will give me flowers. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
They're beautiful.
Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate that.
Samuel. Yeah, something. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I'll send her an email. I'm just gonna send it.
I mean, it's also. So, yeah, I mean, we just need to go over that top. There are large space. And then. Yeah, we can talk. I can let her know.
Or I mean, if y'all know something out.
Would this be fair to my client?
I don't.
That's real next. Always be my.
I think that we talked to her and she's like, it's not super cooperative. but maybe a half of it is the same. And then. That is possible. What would you offer be on there?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's generally going fairly well today.
Okay, awesome. Is it raining outside?
It is and it's that kind of rain where the wind blows it horizontally into you, even when you have an umbrella.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah, the umbrella did very little, unfortunately. Yeah, the rain just finds you.
Yeah.
That's all it's worried about. Forget about everything.
Anyways, I was just calling to make sure that my setting was Thursday. Is that correct?
It's Wednesday, the 26th. All right. 25th.
Is that tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
I'm taking my mom to the.
Leaving out of town.
Yeah, well, so
like.
would you mind just calling me when he gets here? Because tomorrow I'm taking my mom to the, what is it called where you have a camera on your asshole? Thank you. I'm taking my mom to have a colonoscopy done.
Came in yesterday.
And I'm also on vacation this week. I just came in because I saw that there was a setting.
12 o'clock.
And I'm still obviously going to come in for the hearing, but I would prefer to not wait around for Cornelius all morning. You know,
So what time is your mom's appointment scheduled for?
I think it's scheduled for 9. Let me call her. It's funny, I've talked to her about this like 3 times and I still don't remember.
Patrick Cormy. All right, so state, what is happening with this case?
Misdemeanor drug court,
Okay,
and that's supposed to be done next week.
Well, he has been screened, Your Honor. We're waiting on the results of that screening. If he's accepted, I believe he gets into that court next week.
all right, who is with misdemeanor drug court?
County Court 11.
Which judge is that?
Not Avalos, it's Judge. I'm blanking on her name, Your Honor.
Let me Google.
I was gonna make a joke, and say, let's cut this part out of the YouTube stream.
All right, so before I set this, since they've done the evaluation, why don't you walk over to 11 and see if they know if they're going to accept him or not?
I can do that, Your Honor. If it's okay with you, can I stop by the 379 first?
Oh, of course.
Okay. But I can definitely look into it this morning.
All right, so if you'll look into that, and Ms. Ferguson on this case, because they should be able to tell you right away. On this case, can we recall this back? October 31st, is that possible? All right, we'll come back on October 31st, and if all things are taken care of, you won't be here, you'll be in drug court. All right, is there anything else?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Yes. Oh, that is no problem. I love to read. So it's fine. I mean, the only way to make that up is everyone else who's not busy at 4 is if they go down to the Zumba.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll be here in 5 minutes.
All right. All right, thank you. Good morning. And thank you again so much for the books.
Oh, welcome.
Awesome.
Melly is. Melly is. Straight up. Yes. So what? So.
It's not.
Yeah, so, it should, yeah. That's great. But if you were talking about water, like, I'm like, well, there's more and it comes to.
Yes.
It's not. Yeah, it's a different one. Yes, and did you update it in the system and say that she was appointed? Because it has to be updated. You have to mark it on there, since it was just a witness of working, she was appointed to the case. That's where that appointment order comes in. Yeah. No, on the D page. Yeah. It has to be, it has to be a notation in there in order for auditor's office to look at it as well. So, yeah.
Mr. Cox, Mr. Richard, can you take over the 97? While you're waiting for you, we gotta talk about the setting of the Dios tomorrow. Set last take my mom.
Okay, so, so they just go ahead and waiting to me, and it just takes me a while to get, not a while, it takes me like a day or a couple of hours to read all my emails, because I get like 200 emails. So, right, so what I'll do is I will call Joseph's office, I will tell them to come to that out, because it's not gonna be done correct. And I'll redo the whole form, and then I'll update. Thank you. And if you want, I can send you a copy of it. Yeah, I have it. I have it. So that's what, yeah, we're looking at it, I'm like, that's the one. Yeah, I think we can still have to update it in the system. So I'll, yeah, thank you, but thank you so much. Bye. Okay, one, and then you can update the system. So why are you even doing? One, 187 is Mr. White, or the assistant. Okay, well, there was an email that was sent to her regarding the appointment order. I just need for her to disregard it. Because I need to redo it. Someone else sent it to her, they were sent correct. Yes, and it's, oh, okay. Cool.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Combs. I didn't know I was set for tomorrow, Mr. Cox. And plus, the motion was overruled by operation of law 75 days after his sentencing.
Hello. Hi. So he has a medical appointment with his mom. So are you okay with him appearing by Zoom? The attorney.
Oh, no problem.
All right, so then we're just trying to figure out what the time, so if you all can talk to Norma so she can call the prison and get a different, see if they'll give us a different time, because they wanted it exactly at 9. But even though he'll appear by Zoom, that really is not going to give him enough time because he has to take his mom there. And then it takes a while to set up. So if y'all will talk with Norma and we'll see if we can move it from 9 a.m.
Oh, that's fine, whatever.
Mhm.
It's okay. I'm sorry, it's going off today. It's just something that. It's all right. Mr. Cox, I've been having a bad couple months and I just figured out on this. So I apologize for that. It's 10 o'clock. I'll give you time to get settled. You need time. With you, I'll be with it.
What time did y'all leave?
Let's go for 11. Oh,
I'm with the team.
I'd rather, yeah, because our proceeding's done at 11. So I think
Okay.
10 o'clock.
Oh, 10 o'clock. Oh, sorry about that.
No, I apologize. Well, with my mom, everything will be fine.
You-
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sorry for being dramatic.
Oh, hey, you know what? When moms are involved, it's okay to get dramatic.
I was gonna try to shoot.
They did be-
How could I-
I haven't seen it. before. I don't know if they- I don't see it. Oh, did you see it?
Here, I can do it.
That's very violent.
Right, but the rest,
All right.
yes.
Hi, oh. Sorry, Caroline. All right, sorry about that.
That's a good judge. Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Wilson, what is happening? He wants to travel.
Judge, what we're asking for is to travel to Carrizo Springs. The motion says every other week. We have not been able to, or we've just started the process, I'm sorry, of obtaining his occupational driver's license. So even if it is just for 1 week in a month, that's fine, Judge. The situation down there is he has land that he has inherited. It is family land, and so they're trying to, one, maintain it, but two, also prepare it to have it sold.
And where is this located?
Carrizo Springs.
Carrizo Springs, that's in Dimmitt County.
All right, so here's the problem. These are the concerns that I have. Well, that probation has brought to my attention. They're saying that he's already left for Carrizo Springs without permission. So why did that happen, going there without permission?
I told my probation officer that I was gonna go down there. I've been trying to sell it, and she said I didn't get permission from you. And that's what happened, but I haven't been back since, and I do apologize. I wasn't trying to do anything I wasn't supposed to for probation.
He was under the belief that telling his probation officer was sufficient.
Okay. And then what is this other issue about this harassment?
So that issue, Judge, is a neighbor. It's actually the neighboring land.
Mhm.
And so since our client's grandfather passed away, the neighbor has been found on the land, using some of the land, offering some guided tours or hunts, I suppose.
He's been got caught like doing leasing hunts and getting paid for it, but it's not his property. And basically what happened is when I inherited, I kicked him off the land and he's been mad ever since that he can't go hunt there anymore because he's been running cattle down there for 25 years.
Because he's been what?
He's been running cattle down there. That's how he comes in and out. So he has like access to the ranch, but you know,
So essentially, they're fighting over the land, is the issue.
All right, state.
Yeah, Judge, we're opposed. He's still pending a DWI here in Bear County. Conditions of his probation, he's got partial GPS for employment only. He's got a 2-year Texas driver's license suspension. These are all things that he agreed to in exchange for the 10 years probation. I know you've got the steps in front of you, Judge.
Yes.
I was unable to submit the video, it's a video. So it's not part of the paperwork, but this is a good case for us. And part of the agreement in exchange for the 10 years is these conditions. So we're not inclined to agree to these. It also sounds like he's also getting into trouble and he's not following probation's instructions. And besides all that, I think it's premature to be granting this while he's still got the DWI pending. It was my understanding, this is probably less the defendant's fault and more his counsel's fault, but it was my understanding that they were going to plead to the felony and then go take care of the DWI. And this was a couple months ago that he pled on the evading of the vehicle. So I don't know why that's even still pending, but Judge, I would oppose any sort of motion to travel until he's at least taking care of all his Bear County cases.
I agree, honestly. I mean, I didn't mean to travel over there, but I agree with and so let's take care of. I don't have to travel down there. And I'm sorry for going down there.
And that was our intent, Judge, to resolve both cases. I'm not sure if it was a SETI, if we haven't had SETI. I don't know, Judge. I can't speak to the misdemeanor. I've not represented him on that case.
All right, so when is the misdemeanor case set?
It's a way to get done. I'm sorry.
It's actually this Thursday on the 26th. The reason why it was taking so long is because they haven't got my results back yet.
Okay. All right, probation.
Your Honor, as stated in the supplemental report, Mr. Wilson will be getting the GPS installed today. So that's one thing we have going for us, but I would have to lean on the side of caution in regards to the outstanding case and then the information in regards to the neighboring land, that situation.
All right, so I'm not going to make a decision today. I need more information. This is the information I need. I want to know what's happening with his harassment. I know it's just an allegation of the resident. And I don't know if there were police reports filed or not, but if they were, I want to see those. I want to see what's happening with the DWI case because that is a concern for the court. So we have the evading and then the DWI that the state is telling me was supposed to be taken care of.
And I don't want to misrepresent, Judge. I was like, you need to go take care of this. We didn't have an agreement.
It wasn't part of the plea, so I'm not sure why he would
It wasn't part of the,
anticipate counsel
it wasn't part of the,
taking care of cases that his.
it wasn't part of the plea, but someone from the firm whoever was representing that day, Shannon was like, yeah, we'll go take care of this right now, which I assumed was not gonna be hanging out here for 2 months.
Okay. All right, so that's what I'm gonna want. So I'm not gonna make a ruling on it. And he's not allowed to leave Bear County. Those are the rules.
Okay.
But if you want to reset this, you can. But I want to know what is happening with the harassment issue and what is happening with the DWI.
Okay, Judge, I will get that.
And
together
then
for
once
you.
that's done, you all can come back.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And Your Honor, just to make sure we close any loopholes in regards to GPS is concerned. Mr. Wilson says that he's currently in school.
Mhm.
I know you said that the GPS was for partial, for work purposes only. Just want to confirm with the court that it's okay for him to do a schooling and as long as they're in
Yes.
the amount of time. Thank you.
Yes, it's okay to do school, but you need to provide proof of that to probation. All right, is there anything else?
I don't think so.
All right,
you,
thank
Judge.
you. You're welcome. Yes. Mhm. Ask. Okay, ask her if she can do it later in the day or no.
I would. Give me a time.
See if they can do it at 11 or. Mhm.
Okay. I'll ask.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna run it back.
All right, thank you. 11 or either 1:30 then. Um. No, not necessarily because he's only allowed for school and work. That's it. Yes. All right, 11. If you'll let them, the attorneys know.
Yes.
And the community service hours. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. It's not COVID. It's allergies.
Making A's and B's, really trying to count. Oh. So.
You're right.
Yes.
Deborah Ulen. All right, and probation, this is an application. All right, and I believe this is criminal trial division.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Court is calling 2023 CR 7717 State of Texas versus Deborah Jean Ulen. Can I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Matthew Allen for Miss Ulen.
And are you Deborah Jean Ulen?
I am, Your Honor.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Ulen.
Ulen, okay. I've been watching too many Korean dramas, so I'm pronouncing it differently now. Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Ulen, I'm showing you what's entitled application for probation. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Ms. Ulen, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand your charge while driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
I do, Your Honor.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Ulen, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived a right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $250 fine. State recommends community supervision. The VIP ignition interlock for half the term, DWI intervention. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State,
Yes, Judge.
showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 8 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, 10 days house arrest in lieu of 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State, any evidence?
State offers states exhibit 1 in all attachments.
No objections.
All right, state, thank you. Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, we would be okay with proceeding with sentencing. I just wanted to bring one thing to the court's attention. I know that there's going to be a TAP evaluation. We don't know how that will turn out until after the evaluation.
Mhm.
Ms. Ulen is currently in a voluntary outpatient program. And so depending on what the TAP is, if the court would allow us to reapproach or file a motion if we felt necessary.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Is there anything else you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Just that it's my fault. She had emailed me the paperwork. She's done the DWI courses and we'll get those to probation so they can have them. But she has come to a realization again that she needed treatment herself, no matter what was going to happen. She knows it's up to the court whether she even gets probation. She was very grateful for the offer from the state to be able to have that opportunity. But she knew regardless of whether she was going to get probation or not, that she needed to do something to better herself. So she is working at this time. I don't believe she's driving. She has but she does have a device. I don't believe it's had violations while on the device. And so she just asked this court to follow that plea bargaining agreement and give her the opportunity to continue her treatment and hopefully never be back in the Bexar County courthouse again.
All right, what do you do for employment?
I'm a server
Where?
at Ladino at the pub.
And when you say a server of what?
No waitress.
Okay. So you're not working the bar area?
No.
Do you have any children?
I do.
What are their ages?
5, just 1 child.
Okay. Live with you?
Not currently,
Currently, who are they living with?
with her father.
Is that because of this? Has Child Protective Services ever been involved?
No.
So how often have you been drinking?
I haven't been drinking since this offense.
All right, so before this, how often were you drinking?
Several times a week.
All right. Do you have a sober coach?
I don't yet. I've heard of them.
All right, so have you been looking?
I will be looking.
So your counsel says you're in outpatient treatment. What outpatient treatment is this?
Alpha Home.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. There's a $250 fine that will be probated. The education courses that your attorney said you've done, when were those completed?
I
They were just.
maybe a
within
month or so ago.
Okay,
Yes, sir. I think within a month to 6 weeks.
all right. Probation, if those courses were completed later than 2 months, she's gonna have to redo them. But yes,
And which courses are they?
she's gonna give you documentation of them. What courses have you completed?
I've completed the victim impact panel. I
All right.
haven't done the intervention course.
All right, she's only done the victim impact panel. Some are the victim impact panel, ignition interlock for half the term. Now, with regards to ignition interlock for half the term, that is your agreement, but I get to make the decision whether it's taken off or not. You understand?
Absolutely.
DWI intervention. DWI education course. We'll do the TAP evaluation. She's currently in Alpha Home. So if the TAP evaluation recommends inpatient treatment and she's not had any violation, she's continue with the outpatient treatment with Alpha Home. But if there are some violations, we're going to do something different potentially. You understand?
Yes.
So I'm going to order Alpha Home outpatient treatment. And are they having you do sober meetings?
I don't know what.
Oh, it's NA meetings. They call them
Oh.
sober support meetings now.
Yes, yes.
How often?
Twice a week.
All right, we're gonna do sober support meetings
Mhm.
2 times per week until further notice. 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm gonna order parenting classes. Once that's complete, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Are you able to take off from your work for 10 days or no?
I would have to talk to my boss. I don't know.
All right, so what we're gonna do then is we're gonna do 30 days GPS for work and treatment. She'll be allowed to work and she'll be allowed to go for treatment in lieu of the 10 days at the Bexar County Jail. And the reason why I'm doing that, because I know the Bexar County Jail is overcrowded. I know they have issues. That is the only reason why I'm doing that. Otherwise, you would spend your 10 days at the Bexar County Jail. You understand?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
And probation, see if they can waive fees. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors or any establishment whose sole, I won't say sole, but a majority of their business is through the sale of alcohol. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs and probation. I think they may test at Alpha Home. So if you're satisfied with Alpha Home testing, you can do that. If not, then you don't have to. And we'll do field visits one time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
It's just,
I think there should be a Texas driver's license suspension. And that will be for 2 years.
yes, Judge, and she is not driving currently. I think she has a vehicle that's inoperable. So she's been on the mobile device. I
Okay.
don't know if the court would allow her to continue the mobile device.
All right, I'll allow her to continue with the mobile device upon proof that the vehicle is inoperable and an affidavit of non-driving.
Yes, Judge.
All right, is there anything else, probation? All right, is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful?
Believe so, Your Honor.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I call it your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Drinking and driving should not be done whatsoever. And I know that people never go out and drink and expect that they are going to drink and drive and be intoxicated driving. You start drinking, things get out of control. That's why you should always have a designated driver. I don't care if you think you're just having wine. Now you know you're one of those people who are in that group who cannot drink at all.
I am one of those people.
So here's the thing, what I've discovered, and my statistics professor will be very upset with me because I haven't done the research, but this is what I've noticed. People who get in accidents and they are intoxicated, you know what ends up happening? They end up killing the soccer mom. They end up killing the grandmother who's just minding their own business. And the person who's intoxicated, they just walk away from accidents fine. This could have been so much worse because there's an accident. And state on this case, was there any restitution? Okay, all right. So just so you know, if there's any type of restitution, probation will let me know and we'll have a restitution hearing.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, and you don't want to be the person who's driving and your 5-year-old is in the car with you
Yes.
and you're in an accident and then the 5-year-old ends up injured. That's what happens in these type of cases. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
The other cases will work out. The motions for both. Yeah, hiring felonies.
Yeah, I think it was originally a 701 case, but he picked up like.
I figured as you please this, in the time. Yeah, I see that. Yes. I was running it by him yesterday, last week, so bring him back out. See.
Okay, sounds good.
They're having trouble with that. I just had all those noticed also. Oh, Mario Miranda. I'm not supposed to bench on him. I've got a motion to see filed yesterday. And so I'll explain the judge's going, I said that emergency, not the, voice. I'm just worried about him. He probably like. Who is this? Where did I?
It was the motion to.
I'm sure it happens. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's there. If you want an extra copy, I can.
That's good. I'm just kidding.
Hello,
Judge,
good
how are you?
morning. All right, how's it going? Is it still raining outside or it just did enough to mess up everybody's car?
I'm looking out the window, it drizzling hard.
Ah,
Little.
so have they shut down the freeway yet? You know, this is the only city I've ever lived in where they shut down the freeway. And why did they shut down the freeway? And everybody said, because it's raining.
Rain, hello. You can't drive around at all.
No. But I tell you, if the sun is out and it's a nice day to drive, people go under the speed limit. If the weather is bad, people are going over the speed limit, driving recklessly, nobody's signaling.
Just life.
That's, that's one of my pet peeves. When people signal after getting on over to the lane, or either they hit their brakes and then they signal. Why are we hitting our brakes and signaling on the freeway? I don't understand that.
I get in trouble for honking at people.
See, I
I
don't
don't honk at people. You're gonna get yourself in trouble.
I do not
They're
honk.
idiots.
You know, they changed the sound of the horns from when I was younger. The horns were much louder. Now they're not so loud.
Well, depends on the car, doesn't
They're
it?
very pleasant. Yeah.
I like that.
So how's it going?
Good, I'm going back to the T26.
Oh,
It's busy in there.
oh,
Waiting to
okay.
Talk to my client, so.
Well, whenever we have a light docket, Norma, we're always here long. Now, if we had 200 people on the docket, we would be done
We'll be done by
faster.
now. Exactly. I gotcha. Anyways, I'll see you later.
All right.
Take care.
Have a good one. All right. Okay, have you started reading the inmate?
I have not, Judge.
I'm gonna do it this weekend.
You haven't either.
No, I haven't. Well, because of the issues that have been happening, I have to figure out where the book is.
Oh.
I think it's packed. So I'm gonna start it, and we're gonna do a new meeting on the Don't Let Her Stay, because people said, I missed it. I'm like, we'll do another one. I think a lot of people missed that one.
I think we did a survey for- Sure. Yeah. I'll do it real quick. It's gonna be folded at my order document.
So yesterday we had on the document.
Mario Miranda?
You remember?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Judge.
Hi.
This is the case I was set yesterday on that leave very suddenly.
Okay, yes. All right.
And in the medical emergency, what I found out is that she needs to go to see a neurologist almost immediately.
Okay,
Neurological impulses are not getting the centers control breathing.
okay.
And it's It would require my attention to neurologists and doctors for probably at least 10 or 12 days to get her stabilized again.
Okay, so what we're gonna do on this. Number one, my understanding, there was a competency evaluation.
Yes, and he was competent and sane.
All
It's
right,
all been completed.
all right. So what we're gonna have to do, Mr. Sawyer, for this case, because it's been going on for a while.
It has.
Are you retained or appointed?
I am retained, Your Honor. And I put quite a bit of work in this case, but for that, I was ready to try this case.
Okay,
And I think this will be solved. They're gonna now give us a provider at the home.
Mhm.
Care for my wife about 4 days a week to avoid any future problems
okay,
and get her in with a neurologist, see what can be done with the brain impulses.
okay. So
Well, that can be done probably in the next 10 to 14 days, Judge. And I would be ready to try it.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a trial date on Mario Miranda. State, are you gonna have any objections to his continuance?
No objection.
Okay. How long do y'all expect this trial to last?
3 days, probably 3, 4 days.
3 to 4 days of my estimation.
Okay.
So that can be the December 4th. There'll be an impact.
All right, so we'll put it on December 4th.
12/4.
Yes.
Judge, and thank you for consideration.
Oh,
I
no,
appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. So I hope everything gets better.
It was pretty scary yesterday.
Yeah.
They're even okay right now.
All right, that's good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, once you sign the reset form, he can be excused.
Thank you. A lot faster than
All right. Emma Dion Jordan Smith.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. Is this on the docket for today?
We were here yesterday. And Mr. Smith was here and he asked for a PR box. And he said, he told me to file something last night to take it up today.
Okay, and is he at the jail?
I imagine. I don't know if I asked that he be put on today's docket since I was directed to have this motion filed last night.
Okay,
It was approved this morning. You have a copy of the approved.
all right. So he's not on the docket today. What we can do is we can recall it because he's not listed on the docket.
Well, all I'm asking is for you to request a PR interview.
In order for me to do that, we have to actually have a hearing because the laws have changed and there are certain things that I need to know about your client that I don't have before me, and I'll need your client here.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Norma, are you? Okay. Okay, yes, all right. So she'll send it to Judge Nahara.
I'll be there.
All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Send the referral over today. So they will email you, let you know when the hearing will be. No, I'm not the coordinator for, PIC with Judge Nahara, so I'll send the referral over. Andrea will contact you and let you know when to come in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'll give her a call right now and I'll let her know we're sending it over.
Anna Delarosa. Hello,
Hi, Judge.
hi. So where's Miss Delarosa?
She is coming up right now, Judge.
All right, so where are we on this state jail felony?
So, Your Honor, she has an offer. She has two co-defendants that are not indicted yet. I believe it's because she sat in jail up to day 89, so it was
Okay.
indicted. But essentially, I've tried to reach out to the two attorneys that represent those co-defendants to try and gather some information for a potential defense. I've not been successful. What I'd like to ask the court for is for an investigator for that particular purpose.
Okay.
And I think we should have an answer as to trial or resolution on the next setting for the court.
All right, Miss Ferguson.
She steps out.
Ah. Let me go on. Let me give you a date. I'm gonna bring you back on November 28th. Is that a good date for you, counsel?
Any date is a good date for me, Judge. That works.
All right, so we'll put you on November 28th. Just sign the reset form, then you're excused. If you'll file the motion for investigator, I'll sign it.
Thank you, Judge.
And what is gonna happen with the other two cases? Where are they in the process?
I don't think they've been indicted yet, Judge. I can check on that for the court, but I have not reviewed that.
All right,
I checked.
and who are the attorneys?
Zimmerman is one.
Mhm.
And if you put a gun to my head, I can't remember the other, but I wrote it down,
Okay,
the office.
all right, because maybe Ms. Ferguson can reach out and have all of you come to court on November
Well, that would
20th.
be so mean to them,
Yeah,
but I'll try again, Judge.
Okay,
I'd
all right,
certainly
awesome.
prefer it to be that way than
Okay.
have sending an investigator.
all right, thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. It's just a regular reset.
Thank you so much. They're all dead.
Thanks your dad. I'm sorry for your loss.
He's been with me, so,
Right. That was a long time.
yeah.
Now approach on my client, the witness. That's Juan Garcia. Rodriguez having several letters.
All right, thank you.
Yes, 3 new felonies pending in the MTR.
All right, Juan De Hoyos.
He is present judge in custody.
All right, so what are we doing with this case?
Judge, I'm confirming my client, confirming with the state, he has a motion to revoke
Mhm.
and 3 new pending felonies. If the court can give me a 1-week reset, finish to confirm with the DA, I believe we can package something up and dispose of all 4 cases.
All right.
About a 1-week reset would be all we need.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on De Hoyos, can you recall this for next week? All right, we're coming back on November 2nd. This will be the last reset.
That's all we need, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'll send you the update in just a.
No.
All right, Samuel Ramirez. And this is an application. Court is calling 2023 CR 6620 State of Texas versus Samuel Alexander Ramirez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins to the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Julie Pollock.
And are you Samuel Ramirez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'm gonna, counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Sorry, Judge. We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Ramirez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 2 less than 1 gram in a drug-free zone? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe he does.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Ramirez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication, and this has no impact. Well, I don't understand why you all would put does not affect family violence cases pending indictment.
Yes, ma'am. They were, he's got some family violence cases that are still hanging out there. I just wanted to make clear to the court and to the defense, and maybe if another prosecutor is looking at this in the future, that this does not contemplate taking those into consideration or having any effect on those cases, Judge.
All right, do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did y'all understand that to be the entirety of the plea state
Yes, Your Honor.
defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is asking that you defer adjudication before a term of 4 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence?
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
No objections.
Showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you and your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. What grade are you in high school?
12th grade.
Why were you not in class?
I think we were there in the bathroom. They were going in the bathroom.
No, I know you were in the bathroom. You all were in the bathroom doing drugs. So my question is, obviously you were not in the bathroom to use the facilities for anything that was not.
I was on the way to the bathroom and I just met up with my friends and we just went to the restaurant.
No, there are other things that happen. School hasn't changed that much since I've been in there where you get the hall pass to go to the restroom.
No, I haven't.
So-
I wasn't in class yet. I was on my way to class and then I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So I met up with my friends because I seen them coming down the other hall.
Yeah, I say, hey, let's go to the restroom and use drugs. So what are your grades like?
A's and B's.
Judge, he's trying to turn his life around. He is enrolled full-time at
No, but are his grades A's and
John
B's?
Jay. According to his parents who are here,
Yeah, but sometimes parents overlook things. That's why.
oh,
He's in the
they've got a
restroom.
handle on this. He's in AP classes
Mhm.
and he's getting A's and B's because he has finally realized he needs to turn his life around.
And I'm gonna go.
Plus, he is working.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to college too after school. After I graduate, all my classes are credit classes. So after I get all good grades in them, I can graduate this year.
So why does it take this for you to get your life in order? I'm sure your parents' rules are not crazy rules.
I just made mad. I just made bad choices.
Yeah, why are you making these bad choices? And until you were caught this time, how often were you using drugs?
Twice a week, not even often. I wasn't.
Well, I mean, that's often.
Yeah.
Twice a week is often. Do you know how often I use drugs?
No,
Yes. So using drugs once a week, that's often. Twice a week, that's often. Do you understand?
yes, no.
And if you're drug tested today, what are the results gonna be? And you're gonna get tested today.
I'll be negative.
All right, so we're gonna have him drug tested. And we're gonna see what the results are. And then I'm gonna make my ruling.
All right.
So are you ready to
so-
go or do you need water?
I need some water.
Okay, All right, just have a seat. We're gonna test you today.
I'll go back to the back.
Yes.
No, that's fine. It takes a while to get there.
You're on that, so, oh, thank you.
So they wanted to see something else. Yeah, that's good. It's different. You don't. Otherwise.
Ruben, you called me last. He's getting ready to walk past me. Please. Couldn't cheat their way around. Did I say that? Did I say that? I'm not an Astros fan. A bunch of cheaters. I don't even care about the rest of the Major League Baseball, but they're cheating.
Ah. All right, everyone, the court is recessing at 12. So if your attorney is not here, you need to pick up the phone and call them. Otherwise, you're gonna have to come back in the afternoon.
Yeah, we got one. Bro, yeah, he's a real mess. Not impressive. Thank you. It's on.
And Norman, can you see where Ruben Flores is?
Yes.
Talked to Ruben last night. I think he said he might be in trial down in Atascosa. I think.
Who, Ruben?
I think so.
Okay.
He called me a little before the baseball game last night.
Okay.
And I think that's what he said, but don't quote me.
We're gonna quote you.
Please don't.
Well, Norma, if Ruben is not here by noon, we'll just reset his case.
Yeah. Oh. So, yeah.
She's in-
That immigration word doesn't. Okay.
She still needs to contact Travis County.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, the other guy, he's doing a UA. Yes.
You want me to put it up?
Yeah.
All right, so what is happening with the case involving the interpreter?
Actually, we're putting the files up. I was just gonna talk to you about that, because
Okay, sure.
the immigration lawyer that has been appointed, it sounds like according to the, hasn't gotten all the answers. Would that be correct?
Yeah, she created the criminal history from Travis County judge, and she's contacting his immigration attorney. She's got several methods, his previous criminal immigration attorney that was handling his stuff in Travis County.
So why don't you just get the prosecutors here to let them see the NCI, TCI, because it'll show. Travis, this immigration attorney, is this a private attorney or is this
I have
through
no
Mac?
idea whether it was private or appointed in Travis County.
All right, where's Edgar?
He's in the box right there.
All right, Mr. Aguilar, can you have him come down?
Yeah.
And let's find out.
And she said she's left several messages for that immigration attorney.
Yeah, that's.
All right, Norma,
Oh, okay.
on this one, I think I know what we're gonna do. All right, Mr. Aguilar, the immigration attorney you have, is that immigration attorney one that you retained or hired?
Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
All right, so who is that immigration attorney? What is their name?
Ramirez y Garcia.
Ramirez y Garcia.
All right. So we're not going to hold up this case for months and months waiting for them. So my understanding from the court coordinator is there's some issue with criminal history. They need to see that. And I understand why they need to see that. And she is stating, or he is stating, that they cannot receive that information or they have not received it from the parties in Travis County,
And when you say he or she, you mean his immigration?
his
lawyer does
immigration
not-
attorney does not have that, not this attorney. This attorney is strictly here for the criminal case, not anything to do with immigration. And so if you were to enter a plea, for it to be fair to you, we would have to know, and you would have to know the immigration consequences of that. So that's why we haven't gone forward on this case yet.
And he is not interested in the plea at this time, just for the court's record.
Yes.
So.
Oh, we're not on the record, but I
Okay.
appreciate you putting that. If you would like me to put this on the record, we can.
It's up to you, Judge.
But since it's really just going to be a reset,
Okay,
we're not on the record.
okay.
So counsel,
Yes, ma'am.
for that immigration attorney, is that immigration attorney, the immigration attorney for his Travis County matters or globally?
I believe it's the one that you appointed to him. What was the name? I'm sorry. Sarah.
Ramirez y Garcia.
Ramirez and Garcia.
All right, so he's saying he hired Ramirez and Garcia.
Pero me mandaron no.
But they sent me,
Me ascendió una y me fue a ver la semana pasada.
they assigned me one and she went to see me last week.
Which is Sarah.
All right, so,
I don't know if he's talking about the hired one. when he was in Travis.
all right, so let's do this.
La que me puso la juez.
No, the one that was given to me by the judge.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Do you want the appointed immigration attorney or do you want your hired immigration attorney? Which one do you wish to have?
La que me asignó la juez.
The one that was assigned by the judge.
All right, so because I don't want to interfere, we're going to go on the record.
Okay.
Court is calling 2023 CR 4709 and 2023 CR 4710, State of Texas versus Edgar Hernandez Aguilar. We have an interpreter here. If you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English? So help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And then if we could have defense counsel announce.
Sure, John Kuntz.
All right, Mr. Aguilar. I'm just going to ask you some questions about the appointment of counsel. I'm not going to get into the facts of the case. Do you understand?
Yes,
Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Edgar Aguilar Hernandez.
Edgar Aguilar Hernandez.
All right, defense, do you have any objections to the court asking him questions with regards to the immigration attorney?
No, I do not, because I think we need to clear up the confusion.
Okay. All right, Mr. Aguilar, did you hire an immigration attorney?
Yes,
All right, and that immigration attorney that you hired, were they hired for cases that you may or may not have in another county other than Bexar County?
no,
So were they hired for this case?
immigration?
Yes, did you hire an immigration attorney?
Yes,
Have you had a chance to speak to that immigration attorney?
No.
no,
All right, is that immigration attorney located in Bexar County?
where the immigration courts are at.
I'm not understanding.
I'm confused too. Here in San Antonio?
Yes, yes,
And just so the court and everyone's clear, is this for, you're a resident, right? And
Yes.
so you have been going through the immigration process.
Mm-hmm.
And
Uh-huh.
did you hire these lawyers to help you further that immigration process?
yes.
And including your family as well?
No, no más yo.
No,
Just-
only me.
Okay, just for you. You've been locked up now for about 6 or 7 months, right?
Sí.
Yes,
Have you had any contact with those immigration lawyers since you've been locked up?
No,
no,
Have you tried to contact them?
no.
no.
All right, so this is what I'm going to suggest, because I don't know if there's confusion on his part or our part. So what I would like to do is know the name of the exact immigration attorney. So what is the name of the immigration attorney?
Es Ramirez y Garcia.
Ramirez and Garcia.
So it's 2 lawyers in a firm?
Es un como un bufete.
It's like a law office.
Okay. Do you have a contact number for them?
No me recuerdo,
I don't remember,
pero sí lo tengo apuntado.
but I do have it written down.
Okay, just one moment. Is it Juan Manuel Garcia and Raul Cruz Ramirez?
Es Ramirez y Garcia.
It's Ramirez and Garcia.
But what is their first name?
Así está en la carta, Ramirez y Garcia.
That's the way it shows up on the card, Ramirez and Garcia.
You know where their office is?
¿Sabe
Sí,
dónde está ubicada la
sí,
oficina?
aquí donde están las cortes de migración, es el segundo piso de eso.
It's on the second floor where the immigration courts are at.
Washington Square Building, maybe?
No, sir, es en
One Alamo Center?
35, Delarosa,
Alamo?
no, Delarosa.
Delarosa.
En 35. Ahí
And
está,
35.
ahí está el violín.
That's where the building is at.
All right, because the only thing that comes up from Google is Garcia and Ramirez, not Ramirez and Garcia.
Garcia and Ramirez.
Garcia and Ramirez.
O Ramirez y Garcia, es lo mismo.
It's the same thing.
Not necessarily. So this is what we're going to do. Norma? Sarah May needs to be here. I'm gonna give them a new date. And if you can discover who the immigration attorney is and if he actually hired one, because sometimes you show up to hearings and that person is just there for the day and you haven't necessarily hired them.
Right.
And if he actually has hired them, then they can appear by Zoom so that we can straighten out this issue of, does he have a private immigration attorney or not? Because the last time we were here, he said he had a private immigration attorney, but it sounds as though that's not really the case.
If I'm understanding, he has his private immigration lawyer for his path to citizenship.
Okay, su abogada de ella tiene el número del.
Your attorney has her number.
Megan does.
Megan, ¿la tiene?
Okay,
El número.
Yeah, the number.
okay. I'll reach out to him.
All right, so that's what we'll do. Norma, let's reset this for 3 weeks and the attorneys can appear by Zoom. So the immigration attorney, they can just Zoom in.
Okay.
And then Norma, let the other immigration attorney know they need to be here, or either they can Zoom in. All right, is November 16th good?
Sure.
All right, we will be back on November 16th.
We'll come
Yeah.
to you between now and then. Okay. Okay.
Okay, that's nice.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much.
My pleasure, Judge.
Thank you.
Sure.
That's not good. Very good, sorry.
Some water on one of the. Before we sit down. It was my pleasure.
Hello. Yeah, I'm just gonna approach the judge whenever she's done. What's up? Oh, it's off topic, but it's a dismissal.
All right. And then Bashan just went to the back, is that correct? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll wait on this one. So we're going to take up Ashley Hernandez next. Just have a seat. We're waiting for probation to come out.
Good morning,
Yes.
how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Daniel gave me that judge screen.
Okay.
Hey, Judge, it looks like you taking a plea deal on and it's a warrant for under 2,500, like, like 213.
Okay.
So it would have been taken care of.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Bashan, are you ready?
Just 1 second. Judge.
Okay, sure. All right. But where's the defendant?
You got to appear twice.
Okay,
Your Honor, may I approach?
sure.
So he had motions to revoke and he appeared twice. He was set one date, he didn't appear, you recalled it for the next. I was in trial at that time, but both days he failed to appear before your court. We have reached out, we have not been able to get contact with him at all.
Mhm.
He hasn't responded, to date, despite multiple attempts, so. at this
All right, well,
stage-
once he's arrested and taken into custody, we'll hear your motion.
Okay, all
Yes.
right, so I just didn't know
Oh, no problem.
if we should, we're just letting you know, we have
Yeah.
no contact.
No, I appreciate that. Thank
Okay,
you so much.
All right,
Have a great day.
thank you. And y'all don't have a file, do you? it's
Yes.
already-
Judge, the drug test for Ms. Ramirez came back positive for methamphetamines and amphetamines, but the way that the drug test is for methamphetamines, it could be the positive that the amphetamines is given off. He says he is on medication for ADHD. I did tell him he needs to provide that prescription to he's already on probation in a county court, a misdemeanor case.
Mhm.
He has not done any UAs with that case just yet,
Mhm.
but I did tell him he needs to provide the prescription so that when if he goes to do his test next, he can at least have that on file.
All right, does he have a prescription? Oh, his parents? All right, Samuel Ramirez. And we're not on the record yet. All right, does he have prescription medication?
His mom informs me that he had a prescription for Adderall.
Okay, they say had. Does that mean that he's currently on that prescription medication or not?
You'll have to talk to mom about that.
All right, you want to come forward briefly? Hi. So
Hello.
he does he have prescription medication?
He does have prescription medication. Since he's been incarcerated, he doesn't have an updated one. So at our house, we're still gonna have his medication there.
No. See, I'm trying to figure out, one,
Mhm.
is the prescription current? And two, is he using the prescription? We're not on the record right now. Here's the thing,
No, I understand.
parents. We're here because your son has an issue. Your son using drugs in a restroom at a high school.
Correct.
And sometimes parents want to see their children as they hope they will be, not as they are. So I'm trying to figure out what would be good to help him so that he won't be in the criminal justice system and end up going to prison and end up being an orange with other inmates.
Right.
So I need to know whether or not he does have a prescription for this that he's using, or is he doing something else? Because if he's doing something else, then we can help him. But if people are being dishonest with the court about what he's doing, I can't help him. And 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to end up getting into more trouble and may end up at the Bexar County Jail. And at the Bexar County Jail, which you know, they bring you out in orange. When they do your laundry at the jail, guess what? Everybody's laundry goes in the same pile. There's no sorting. So you're going to end up with inmate B's underwear, whatever. You understand? And how old are you?
18.
You're 18. When you go to the Bexar County Jail, things happen at the Bexar County Jail. And people want to pretend like it doesn't, but things happen at the Bexar County Jail. Things happen at the prison. So I'm trying to get some honesty in here so I can see what's best for you. So hopefully you can get back on track. And yes, I'm hoping you go to college or either go to a trade school, get your life together where your parents don't worry about you and you don't use drugs anymore. But I need 100% honesty in here because otherwise he's going to end up getting in trouble on the probation in this court. And his attorney will tell you, everybody else tells you, probation in this court is not easy because the conditions I give people is not cookie cutter. It's what they need to hopefully get their life back on track. So parents got to be honest and see their children as they are. Maybe they'll end up being great and you will look back on this time and you will say, do you remember that bump in the road? He'll be like, yes, great job. You've gotten your life back on track. So I need to know whether or not he's using something he should not be using. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the issue with him?
I don't know if he's using anything. I can tell you with honesty that he does have prescription medication at home that's been prescribed to him by his psychiatrist. He has been incarcerated. He's been out, I want to say a few months, but he has been incarcerated in Bexar County. Now, if he took his prescription medication that's in our home voluntarily on his own without consulting me to get him a visit with his psychiatrist, to get him an updated appointment, to get a new prescription for this year, that's on him. I do not, in my home, I do not condone his behavior. He hasn't lived with me while he did this behavior. He has been in Bexar County, so he knows what it's like.
Who has he been living with?
He was living with his grandfather. He was living with my mother. At one point, he was living in a sober living home. So my home is probably equivalent to jail.
Okay, so why wasn't he living with you?
He wasn't living with me because he didn't want to go to school.
The school that he was in, it was Rise Recovery. He didn't want to go to that school, minimal students, they were helping him. He didn't have a drug problem, but my family, we put him voluntarily in rehab for marijuana. He didn't have a problem to go to rehab, but like I said, it was voluntarily. He went and he got out. He went to Rise Recovery. He didn't want to go to Rise Recovery, which is an amazing school. Like I said, minimal students. He didn't have a lot of peers. He wanted to go to a traditional high school. I wasn't okay with that. So I talked to staff at the school and they placed him in a sober living with men. And I believe a few people his age, and they would go to meetings. They would pick him up for school, help him find a job. When it came down to him to apply for his scholarship to live in the sober living, he opted not to do that, not to consult with me, and decided to live with my mother. My mother then went to get him, moved him out of there, and stated that she was going to place him in school, be on him to make sure that he did everything he needed to. When that happened is when this occurred. What we're essentially here for. That happened in the school that she placed him in. From that point on, everything just went downhill for him.
So which school is he currently in?
He's in John Jay.
All right, so do you think John Jay is a good place for him, or should he be back at Rice Recovery?
In my opinion, Rise Recovery. John Jay, not good. Maybe there's some good that comes out of that school, and I've seen that, but in my opinion, I shouldn't have to be calling the school to let them know students are smoking marijuana in the restroom.
No.
I shouldn't volunteer my time, take my time off of work to tell them, I'll go and monitor your girls' restrooms just to make sure students don't end up doing drugs in your restroom. I even offered my husband to do the same for the boys' restroom. And they said they don't have enough staff, they don't have enough teachers to do that, which is understandable. We all know that our teachers are underpaid. There's not enough teachers. But I can only do if they'll take my help, I can only do the bare minimum. I tell him the same thing. Don't go to restrooms, don't do this, don't do that, but I mean, what can I do? But
all right, well, I'm going to do something.
yes,
We're going to help with this situation.
Can you tell the judge, I mean, is he going to school full
he does,
time?
he goes to school full time.
And I've
like-
seen his grades
Yes.
and the classes he's taking. It's chemistry and
Yes, he's very smart. He's compared to kids his age, he's very intelligent. Been in pre-AP since middle school, continued pre-AP into high school. So he's very intelligent. He's very smart, book smart.
is he missing any classes?
No, he shows up. He does have tardies because he likes to go to the restroom before class. But I told him, I'm tired of getting the phone calls that you're tardy. So you need to go to the classroom, meet with the teacher, let them know you have to go to the restroom so they can at least take accountability for you being in class. If not, I'm going to continue getting these calls. And if that's going to happen, then you can go out of my house. He's 18, he's an adult. He knows what he has to do. Like I said, my house is equivalent to Bexar County Jail.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
So this is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to come back for sentencing. And this is what I want everyone to give me. One, he needs to have a plan for me. A plan for, since you're a senior, if you're planning on going to college, then you need to show the court that you've actually filed some applications.
I don't know,
For college.
Wednesday or today, if I go back to school, I'm gonna actually have my apply ready for that college. So after I graduate, I go straight to college.
All right, so that needs to be done. And then I want an update on the psychiatrist and see what medications he's actually supposed to be on. And you're going to come back to the court with a letter telling the court what you want to do with your life. And then I'm going to make a decision on what conditions will be best suited for you so that we don't have you coming back through the system. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What do you
And-
know, what day do I, what,
Oh,
today?
I'm going to give you a date. No, it's not going to be today.
I just know it's a Adderall, like, I know Risperidone.
Okay. So what days are your classes?
My days are like school,
Yes. Is it all week?
yeah, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
8
When do
period.
you all have testing?
When we have testing, we recently been doing testing, I'll say that Mondays, Friday, but every day we can do a test.
Okay. So do you all have a recess break or anything of that nature?
Only
No, I
lunch,
mean for holiday coming up.
Oh,
That's what I
no.
mean. Usually,
like spring break,
yes.
not that I know of so far.
Hmm.
I get out at 4:20, I ride the bus home, and by the time I get home, it's 5:05.
So he doesn't get out till 4:20. Yes. What time do you start?
School starts at 8:50.
Starts at 8:50. We need to figure something out. Mom, can you come back up? We need to figure out what's a good time for him and what's a good time that doesn't interfere with your work schedule. So maybe he can come here.
Or next court date.
Mhm.
Preferably Wednesdays. My husband's off on Wednesdays. I work half days on Wednesdays, so anything on a Wednesday would work.
Okay, so we're gonna do a Wednesday. And then, so would you all be able to pick him up from school? Okay, do you think on Wednesday he could leave school early?
Yeah, as long as he has an excuse, so wherever he has to go, I'm sure that he can get an excuse, so.
We'll write him an excuse and we will just say he was asked to appear in court.
Okay,
Oh, that's Thanksgiving. Oh, I'll remember Thanksgiving break. But they're gonna come up with this pretty soon for me. So Norma, are we able to do it Wednesday, November 15th?
yes, sir.
All right, so we're gonna come back Wednesday on November 15th. And Bashan, I know how Wednesdays are for us. You will not be here. When are you gonna be back? Some people are going on cruises. I hope that people know how to swim. They don't.
Or is that Thanksgiving?
That's Thanksgiving week. You know what?
It's fine, yeah.
They're off from school on the 21st. Are you guys off from?
They
That
do
would
have a
still-
Thanksgiving break. I'm not sure of the dates though. I mean, Northside calendar should show it.
All right, you know what? Are we able to do it on November 29th? Council, is that good for you? All right, because that'll give him plenty of time to see
Yes,
the
ma'am.
psychiatrist, if he needs to see the psychiatrist, to get his medications in order and to get done what I want done.
And then
Yes, and what we'll do is on the 29th, since he says he gets off at 4, what are your afternoon classes? What courses are they?
like on my classes, like subject,
Yeah, in the afternoon time.
I have English, I have history, I have credit recovery. I have
Oh, that's a new one, credit recovery. They don't do economics anymore. We had an economics class. They just don't do
Yeah,
that.
he has an.
Oh, they do economics,
uh,
but do they do language arts? They brought back language arts. I bet you they didn't bring back cursive writing. No. Oh, okay.
They have to write cursive.
So we'll come back on the 29th. And then if you can have him here, Vashawn, is 3:00 too late? All right, 29th at 3 p.m. And if you can pick him up and bring him here, and we will give him an excuse.
Perfect.
So you know what you have to do?
Wow.
All right. And when you come back next, if you do a UA, it had better be clean with the exception of any medications that are prescribed. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
see you then.
Excuse me, am I able to get
I'll get you a receipt one.
Yes.
Are you able to bring like something, not pay back for school? I'll go back.
Sure. And Mom, if you could also let me know too, what you think would be helpful for him. All right. All right, Ashley Hernandez. And this is an application. Court is calling 2023 CR 9542W, State of Texas versus Ashley Marie Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Miss Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Hernandez, I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver of indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26. Oh, shucks, sorry. Court reporter, y'all just letting me go in the court reporter. Hey, you guys, we will not let her know that we did not know she was here. That is one of the most important people. Okay. Yeah.
Oops.
I remember in high school, we were doing shorthand and you had to take the shorthand course, which is what court reporters used to do.
Yeah, it's all.
I don't know how they did that.
I made a rec on that.
Still trying to figure out the
I
point
probably should have
when
opened to the court.
the
Probably
decision was made to quit teaching cursive, because I thought we learned how to write cursive in like second, third grade.
Yes.
So like, did
They
they
just
just say they're
decided-
not doing it anymore?
And you know, I had a client once. I told them to sign their name and they just printed it.
Yeah.
And they said, I didn't learn. What is this thing you're talking about cursive?
No, I refuse.
They can't even read it.
You can't read my cursive, but you can read when I like things just.
Well, you know what I think when it stopped? When they got rid of handwriting.
But I'm just trying to figure, that used to, my first memories of school are,
The handwriting,
Writing.
yes.
that's all, I'm wondering, when did they just decide not to do it?
I never, you know what, one of the worst letters for me, the letter K. When you think about doing the lowercase k for cursive, that was hard.
I was in, it was cute. You know, they drilled us on that, but I just, like I said, especially with juveniles, they can't even read it.
Oh, you can't.
Cursive. Even if it was, and I'm, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out when they quit teaching. Because nobody could tell me, that's my.
Yeah. Mr. Hernandez, if you want to have a seat till the court reporter
Yes,
comes
ma'am.
back, you can.
They lost, but I was- Like, for the 30. Well, they lost. Americans. So now the whole series starts. The rate
All right. We're going to go on the record now. Court is calling 2023 CR 9542W, State of Texas versus Ashley Marie Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Attorney Bill Simmons for defense.
And are you Miss Ashley Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, you received all the discovery. Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Hernandez, did you review the document entitled waiver of indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, who's in the, off the record? Who's that back there? Oh, sure. Okay, no problem. Oh, no problem. All right, did you understand? We're back on the record. Did you understand that you have a right to have a grand jury hear the evidence in this case and make a decision on whether or not this case should be held over for trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you the information. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
My opinion, she does, Your Honor.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
In my opinion, she is and was, Your Honor.
Ms. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a $200 fine probated. The state will take in consideration the following cases: NIMAG number 734-824, 706-758, 706-759. They're recommending deferred adjudication and they're asking for a drug court evaluation. So just so you're aware, drug court is full, but we will ask for the evaluation, but you may not get in. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, ma'am.
State is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State offer, state exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objection.
Showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you and your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
And Judge, may I approach? I was
Yes.
gonna look at the court admonishments. I believe I forgot to write in possession of controlled substance in my full body. I think it's a blank space. I should put it in.
Let me see. All right, you may want to look in there. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing? Counsel, are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We would just pray that the court follow the plea agreement.
All right, Ms. Hernandez, when's the last time you were employed?
Like 4 months ago.
Doing what?
My dad has he owns a lawn care.
All right, what's the name of this person you were with?
Like working.
No,
And
in the police report.
Oh, some homeless guy that I was out there with.
All right, just off the record for a moment. So on this, instead of putting this in here, if you just say that he was in, yeah. Thank you. All right, we're back on the record.
It was just some random guy. I was homeless at the time. It was just some guy up the street. User.
Okay. Do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are they?
I have a 17-year-old, a set of twins that are 14 and a 13-year-old.
And where are they?
They've been adopted. They've been out of my life for, well, I'm gonna say pretty much all my life.
Okay, how often were you using?
I was using for at least 10 years.
Okay.
I've been clean for almost a year already. I was using heroin.
Well, it can't be almost a year because we're still in
Barely going off like.
All right, because we're still in 2023. Am I right in that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And this offense was April 3rd, 2023. So you haven't been clean for a year.
That's going to, it's going on a year, right? I mean, a couple months, I guess.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to a $200 fine that'll be probated. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. Follow all TAP recommendations. Sorry. Follow TAP recommendations. If they recommend inpatient treatment, she needs to go to inpatient treatment. And that's to be followed by felony drug court, 4 years deferred adjudication, 150 hours of community service restitution. The TAP evaluation is to take place in custody. Proof of employment within 45 days of release. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. We'll do the UA hotline until further notice. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs?
No, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Judge, she has a job, I believe, outside. But the real question is just, do we know about how long the TAP evaluations are taking right about now?
Probation, how long is TAP? 2 weeks.
Would the court consider? Well, I don't know. Would you like to explain to the court why you feel like you need to be?
Honestly, because me being sober living and my dad being back in my life, he's helping me get back into church, and I wanted to be a part of this ritual, this what is it called? It's like a woman barrier, and I wanted to go on this retreat so I can cleanse myself and actually
Okay, let me ask you this. This retreat, does that retreat happen every year?
No, it's just like one time, it's just one time, like
Like they only have it one time forever?
No, ma'am, but honestly, this is what I signed up for, so I've been living with this lady that, and I told her I honestly would be there for her, like, and she's.
All
she's
right,
my
so
support. I'm not.
Here's
lying.
the thing. I've read the police report.
Yes, ma'am.
There's heroin and everything else going on with you.
Yes, ma'am.
So no, the answer is going to be no from the court. You're going to do a TAP evaluation in custody. And if they recommend inpatient treatment, you're going into inpatient treatment. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have you been to prison before?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
For intent to deliver.
All right. And so felony drug court is not going to accept her. So we can take felony drug court off the list and do a gang evaluation. What is the tattoo on your chest about?
Jesse? It's my ex-boyfriend, he passed away. I put his name, it's Jesse, that's it.
Okay. We're going to do a gang evaluation and we're going to remove felony drug court because with the intent to deliver, felony drug court is not going to accept her. You understand? Okay, here's the thing. You have a drug problem.
I
That's why
understand.
we're here.
I understand, ma'am.
And you've been to prison before, and so you still haven't gotten your life together. State has offered you deferred.
Trying.
People want
I'm trying right now.
to write their own program. Guess what? If you could write your own program, we wouldn't even be here because you would have written your program and you would have been successful and you wouldn't have been with some random guy that you don't know and y'all using random drugs.
That was the first case, ma'am.
Showing you that's what's in the police report for this case. Showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yeah.
She just had like a appeal form. So she
Yes.
follows up the agreement.
All right, so here's the thing. I don't understand why I'm getting pushed back in the attitude. If you,
I'm not-
here's the thing. If you want to, you can withdraw your plea. In exchange, I will send you to the state jail facility. You can do your time, you can get out and you can again try to write your own program. You understand? All right, so the trial court certification of defendants' rights to appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Jose Manares. Okay. And then after that,
They brought Mr. White from the jail, the one I approached you about earlier with the bond.
okay,
So you just needed to admonish him.
yes,
Yeah, big excuse room.
yes. All right, before we go on the record with this, are you all doing a plea and he's doing an application for deferred?
For both, Judge, actually.
All right, the other case I have with him is a motion to revoke.
Yes,
Judge.
So what's happening with the motion to revoke?
So both cases are gonna run concurrently, Judge. We're
Under
state's gonna make a recommendation, defense is gonna make a recommendation, roles, we're gonna leave the NTR up to the court. And then whatever the court decides, we're gonna run it concurrently.
Okay, so with regards to the plea agreement on this, I don't have on here if the state is recommending
Oh, sorry, Judge.
or if they're opposed or. So is the state opposed?
So yes, we are opposed.
All right, so Norma, I'm gonna need a setting date for a PSI. Unless y'all want to go without a PSI.
We may, Judge, depending, I think it really depends on what you do on the MTR, Your Honor.
Ah,
And there's some.
all right, it will be December 11th. All right, So we'll start with 2019 CR 4160, State of Texas versus Jose Manares. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense?
Will Brooks for the defendant, Mr. Manhattan, Judge.
All right. Are you Mr. Manares?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amended Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jose Luis Manares who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 4160 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on October 18, 2019 for a period of 7 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 5th day of July, 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jose Luis Manares, committed the offense of evading arrest or detention in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Yes, ma'am, that's true.
Your Honor, state waives all the violations.
Actually, Judge, for purposes of clear record, we had previously pled true to 15A when Judge Harrell was visiting for you. So that would be a supplementation of our pleas of true, Judge.
Okay.
The system says 15.
15G, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
All right. So with regards to violation of condition number 1, you're pleading true. And then state, because Judge Harrell didn't write it on the form, do you want to read 15G?
Yes, Your Honor. Violating condition number 15G, on or about the 26th day of March, 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The probationer of Jose Luis Manares did then and there fail to attend, comply with all rules, regulations, instructions, and financial agreements as directed by the court and or supervision officer and or the head of or authorized personnel of the following counseling or education program. State accredited battering intervention and prevention program in violation of condition number 15G.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
So after that, Your Honor, the state waives all the
Any-
violations.
Any objection to the waivers?
No objections.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 1 and 15G, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violations 1 and 15?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find 1 and 15 true. And next, we're going to move on to the plea. And what I anticipate doing is just giving you all a brief reset. If you all will give me his criminal history, when we come back, I'll be able to make a decision on his application if everybody is okay with that.
And for the court's benefit, Judge, we've had McMyoff completed while he's been pending. So I think that's sort of the thrust of what would be born out of a PSI.
Okay, all right, then we'll do the PSI.
If the court's
But I-
comfortable, we don't need to have a PSI, if that makes sense.
Yes.
We're prepared to argue.
All right, court is going to call 2023 CR 8297. Mr. Manares, have you received, I'm sorry, Mr. Brooks, did you receive all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Manares, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review it with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are.
Going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with evading arrest or detention with a vehicle? That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, Court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do, Judge.
Mr. Manares, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed in this case in conjunction with 2019 CR 4160. I think that means,
Pretty open to the court, Judge.
yes. The state is opposing your application. This is to run concurrent with 2019 CR 4160. They're taking in consideration County Court Cause number 712169. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Judge.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Yes, ma'am. No contest.
State any evidence?
State offers states for the one and all attachments.
No objections to states one and attachments. Judge.
All right, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding the guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you all able to come back on October 26th? And I can make my ruling on this at that time?
Judge, I have drug court that morning.
Okay,
I can do tomorrow or the 27th after staffing, Judge.
all right, let me do. Norma, do we have cases set tomorrow? Yes. All right, can you add him to Wednesday? All right, we'll bring you back on the 25th. All right, and at that time, I'll make a decision.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thank you. And well, before we do Anthony White, let me see, who do we have left on this docket? Who are these people in the box? Norma, can I see the file on Luis Ramirez? And when do we want to recall it? I guess the attorney is in trial.
Yes, he said we can, I just received the text message, we can call it tomorrow.
All right. So Deputy Laura, if you'll let Ramirez know he's coming back tomorrow.
Ramirez,
Yes.
he's up here, Your Honor.
Could you, he's a Spanish speaker.
Hasta mañana.
Okay, I know that. I could have said that. All right, see you tomorrow. See, okay, see, people say they need an interpreter, then they don't. See you tomorrow. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay. All right, Paul Pettis, Sandoval. Frankie Sandoval. Where's Paul Pettis?
Your Honor, he's in the box, Judge.
Come forward. All right, we're going to go on the record in 2023 CR 8695, State of Texas versus Paul Anthony Pettis. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garrett, Your Honor.
Defense?
Your Honor, good morning. Frankie Sandoval on behalf of Mr. Pettis.
Are you Paul Pettis?
Yes, ma'am.
Your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw. Are you aware of that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what's the purpose, the reason for withdrawal?
Your Honor, there's a conflict of personalities. Mr. Pettis had communications that haven't been very fruitful and continue to go downhill from there, Judge. And from my conversations with Mr. Pettis and his family, they're attempting to hire an attorney, but the one thing that they are certain of is they do not want me to represent Mr. Pettis.
All right, so Mr. Pettis, this is your attorney until your family hires one. And this case is going to be moving whether you hire an attorney or not. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the motion to withdraw is denied.
So I couldn't get another attorney?
No, this is your attorney.
Oh.
Let me explain something to you, and we can go off the record. The way things work, there are attorneys who have been approved to handle certain levels of felony. Your case is a second-degree felony. This attorney has been appointed. You don't get to go forth and say, let me just shop and pick the court-appointed attorney I want. That's not the way it works. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. This is what I've discovered. I've been a defense attorney. I've been a prosecutor. Clients that I've represented, sometimes they get upset with me. You know what they would get upset with me about? Because I'm not getting the offer that they want the state to make to them. State can make whatever offer they want to. You can think it's ridiculous. I encourage people not to use the term ridiculous because then that's not being kind. So if the state makes you an offer and you don't want to accept it, your attorney will say, this is the offer the state is making. And you can say, I'm not accepting that. And then guess what? He'll go back to the state and he'll say, he's not accepting your offer. Or the state will make an offer and your attorney will tell you that what the offer is. And you will say, you know what? I want to accept that offer, but this is what I will accept, which is called a counter offer. So you are rejecting the offer that the state has made and you're asking for something different. Now, when your attorney goes to the state with your counter offer, if you make one, the state can think in their mind that's ridiculous and say, no, the only offer we're making is what we made to you. That's how it works in here. And you can either accept it or not. You can be upset that you didn't get the offer you wanted. I would have clients, sometimes they would be upset because they want their case dismissed yesterday. We are where we are. So your only choices are the state can make an offer. You can accept it or reject it. You can give them a counter offer or not give them a counter offer. And then if you all can't come up with an agreement, then it'll be set for jury trial. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's the way it works. How old are you?
I'm 18.
All right. So yeah, you need to talk to your attorney. And whatever the state has in their file or whatever discovery, your attorney will go over it with you.
I'll tell you why I wanted to dismiss him.
Sure. If it's going to be something negative about you don't think, okay.
I pop it is SID number 117.
Oh, no. You don't have to read it as though you're reading a legal document. You can just tell me.
Oh, because
what is your issue?
I dismissed him because on my behalf, on the grounds that Mr. Sandoval is biased and has been neglectful of his duty under Article 2.03 and has failed to represent me in the way he is supposed to.
All right, so let me just tell you, he's here right now. State, do you have your file down here?
It's here, Your Honor.
Have you read the file?
defense counsel actually asked me to review it and give an offer.
Okay, so there you go. He's representing you. What do you expect him to do with his representation? What do you specifically want him to do?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you're saying he's not representing you. What do you want him to do?
Just, how can I say it?
You don't have to speak in legal terms. It's fine. You can just speak to me.
Um,
Well, let me help you with here. Let me ask you this. Have you asked him or talked to him about what you want him to do or what you feel he isn't doing?
Okay.
All right. So discuss that with him. And I guarantee you, if it's something legally or ethically he's not allowed to do, he will tell you, ethically, I'm not allowed to do that. And if that's the case, then that's the case. But he will talk to you. Mr. Sandoval, do you have any objections to speaking with him?
No, yeah, we visited several occasions over Zoom.
Yeah, he will speak to you. So you're here, he's here, you can speak to him. All right. Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
I can do November 28th.
All right, we're going to come back on November 28th. If you all work out something differently, your attorney can request it and we'll see you sooner than that. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And here I keep saying we're going to be done by noon. And what time is it? Is that the last file that you have over there?
No, oh, that was last night. It's just that, white.
All right. Anthony White. And then we will take up your writ. But hey, by staying, we'll be done.
On the rape case, do you have the court file, the actual court file?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. And thank you for accommodating us and bringing him over so quickly.
No problem. Could I see someone from the state? Court is going to call 2023 CR 3413B, State of Texas versus Anthony White. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
John Coons for Mr. White.
Are you Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Defense is requesting a bond be set in this case. Any objection to that being by oral motion, state?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, defense.
No, we're very grateful. Thank you.
All right, you may proceed.
Yes, well, Judge, as the court is aware, I spoke to Mr. Garahan earlier and he agreed to reset the bond at the $3,000 amount that it was originally set at. We are requesting that you follow that recommendation and set the bond at $3,000. His bondsman had gone off his bond back in June, it looks like, because we had not been communicating with him. My understanding is, in talking to his father, is that the bond was actually paid off. So I'm not sure where the miscommunication was, but the bondsman filed an off bond and then the warrant's been out for a few months. He's now been in custody for about 10 days. Almost a month. I'm sorry, Judge.
All right. Mr. White, can you raise your right hand?
Yes,
Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Anthony White.
All right, Mr. White, have you ever had any mental health diagnosis?
No, ma'am.
Any drug issues ever?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And who will you be living with if you're released?
My father.
Okay, and is your father want you to live with him?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes.
Okay, and is there an agreement for the bond?
There is, Your Honor, for $3,000.
Yes.
All right, is there any no contact orders needed?
I don't think so, Judge. He was working a gate at a gaming hall sort of thing, so.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a no contact order with the people who are listed in the indictment.
Okay.
So that will be Abel, Garcia, Celestina Gonzalez, and that's Gonzalez with an S, Nicole Marie Casimirio, Casimiro. All right, is there anything else for me to
Oh,
sign?
thank you, Judge, very much.
All right, and Ms. Ferguson, on this one, can you give him a reset form and we'll bring you back in 30 days? What date, Ms. Ferguson? All right, we're going to come back on November 28th. You will have that reset form. You need to be here at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, once he signs the reset form, they'll take him back.
Excellent. Thank you, Judge. Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
All right, everybody on the writ, what is happening with this writ?
Well, do you mind if I sit at council table just so I can? look at
No,
stuff?
that's fine.
Okay. I have, I put everything on a flash drive that I handed to Norma.
Okay, let me ask you all this. Is the defendant on this, is he going to be present or no?
He's here, not gonna testify.
All right, if you all can do me a favor, since he's on bond and the court reporter hasn't had a break at all. And I always think it's better for people to have breaks and have clear heads. I know you all have been here for a while. I appreciate that. And obviously this is something that you all are going to want me to review. Is that correct?
Yes, and I do have some argument, and Mr. Maldonado is here, so I'd like to be able to. But if you want to take a break and have us come
Yes.
back, that's fine.
All right, so can everybody be back at 1:30? Is that doable?
Have a doctor's appointment at 3. I don't know how long this is gonna go on.
Oh, we'll, it shouldn't be that long for your part, should it?
I don't know what part I'm gonna play here. I think if the court has questions for me, that's
Okay,
what I don't understand.
Judge, I have a meeting at 2. I can try and move that.
okay.
Is there any way we can come back sooner than 1:30?
Only because it's almost 1 o'clock and the court reporter needs a break. No, we're gonna give you a break. So 1:30.
We can find a way to make it work.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thanks, everyone.
I think it'll go pretty quick. I don't think it'll even be more than 15 minutes.
Okay, all right, so we'll come back at 1:30, and if everybody's here at 1:30, we'll go exactly at 1:30. All right.